Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Ball Knowledge Podcast. As always, I am your host Usman and I'm joined again by MK and Aslam. Today we will be going through the fixtures of the last round of Premier League games, being week 2. We will talk about some of the games and then we'll go on to our first debate. Are we ready, boys?
Yep, 100.
Okay, starting off the weekend fixtures. Liverpool were victorious at Anfield in front of a full crowd against Burnley, with Jota and Mane getting the scoring. It was a pretty good game all round for us, I think.
Yeah, as we go. You start.
It was very comfortable. Defensively, I didn't think we were under much pressure. Like, they got behind us, but the benefit of an offside trap is it doesn't matter if they get behind you if you can hold your line and you can have that stability there. On the attack, we were pretty good. We had a goal disallowed, which was a bit annoying because it was my fantasy captain. That's all right. You know, I think Mane, I'm happy he got the goal, but he had a chance where he tried to 360 volley it. And it was like, if you just played in Salah there, and if the roles were switched and it was Salah trying that, it wasn't Mane, I think there would be major uproar. But it's the other way around.
We're like, he's greedy.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's great. 15 goals in 21 starts. Guys should, I think, start next week as well.
Yeah.
He's just all round comfortable. And I love Tsimikas. Greek Scouser, he's great. I love him.
That's a Greek Scouser. No, but that's for Liverpool. It's routine in there. I knew they were going to win. It's about next week for me. I want to see where Liverpool really are. But right now, just Mane scores. Did Mane score?
Yeah.
Yes. If Mane's scoring now, it's looking long enough. And Virgil van Dijk back to his best. Well, not fully back to his best there. This is he's in gear 2. When he hits grade 3, gear 4 with Lukaku and real strikers, then we'll see the real proper Van Dijk. And if Van Dijk's fully back, I don't see how Liverpool don't challenge. I think they'll challenge. But it's just, Liverpool worry me a lot. So I think it could be title 20. That's scaring the S out of me. But yeah, good. I'll still say, I think the only issue with Burnley was McNeil was taking Trent on kind of well, but then Barnes, he wasn't in the box at all. I think one time we went across the ball and he was edge of his box doing Firmino. I'm like, get in the box, you're Burnley. Just pile on strikers, stick on him, Matip and Van Dijk. Matip, I think he's really good.
I know, he comes so under the radar, doesn't he?
Yeah, was it not underrated, it's unpopular opinion is that Matip is better than Maguire.
Ooh.
And I've thought that for ages, I can't lie. I think when Matip's fit, there's
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying this because I don't like Maguire, right? But Matip, every time he's played, I don't think he's had, you could probably count on one hand how many bad games he's had. Whereas Maguire, yeah, I know, but when Maguire has had bad games, it's really noticeable and it's really in your memory. And it's just because Matip plays next to Van Dijk, and so people would say, "Oh, but he plays next to Van Dijk," and it's like, no, Matip's great. He's good on the ball.
He honestly is.
Yeah, he can pass well. He can break up play. He can tackle. What can he not do? He's
stay on the pitch for longer than 10 games. That's the issue. You can't stay on the pitch for longer than 10 games. Maguire, you need to play all season long.
Yeah, he's called biscuits for a reason. He can't stay fit. He just crumbles.
Same thing with, even though Matip's much better than Bailly, but same thing with Bailly. He has potential, but he's 26 now and he's always injured. So we can't really.
Bailly also has
Matip doesn't have that. He does have the bozo moments, I call it.
Yeah.
You have it. But at least, that's what I'm saying, Maguire, you can rely on him for 30, 40, 50 games a season. But Matip, 20 games max. But then you have Joe Gomez and Kanate, so you're fine.
Yeah.
You're so lucky, man.
All right. City bounced back from their loss against Tottenham with a 5-0 romping against Norwich.
We all guessed that. That was the most obviously that was such an obvious result. Like, come on, Norwich was so bad. They're gonna really. Have you seen the fixture list? They ain't winning the next 9 games. It's not.
Hey, they've got Arsenal.
Yeah, 11th of September or something. They got Arsenal.
They're that bad. They're about to give Arsenal their first 3 points of the season. Because Norwich, they're terrible. They're so bad. They have no goals.
Enough that you can look at the result and go, you know what? Both of them could get 3 points in that game.
Yeah, Arsenal fell off badly, but we get to them soon. But Norwich, they were easy. They were too easy for. They were too like they got outclassed really. Man City were too good for them. Grealish got his first goal.
Yeah.
It was a terrible goal.
World class.
It was a terrible goal.
Isn't it?
He wanted to control the ball first. Like, he wanted to take a touch and then dribble and then score. That's Grealish. But and then Jesus played right wing. He wasn't even a striker.
Yeah. It reminded me of Sterling. Like if Sterling scored, I'd be like, yeah, that's a typical Sterling goal.
It is.
Grealish scored, I'm like, he's already folded him into Nice. This is terrible.
I really have an unpopular with that City signing of Grealish anyways. I just think that's a terrible signing. He's going to work out soon, obviously, but they've never needed him. They always needed a striker. Kane, 100 million plus whatever they had on top of whatever, because they can use that Grealish money to get Harry Kane. And then Grealish, they never needed Grealish. They can get him next summer. It's never a problem now. But that's what I'm saying. I don't see it after. No, because Norwich games that's the game I don't really count. I'm counting the games after that. Like real games against like Liverpool, United, Chelsea, or even like Leicester and that. I don't really count Norwich. Norwich are a team that get relegated. That's a no. That's like a no. That's a 6 points for everybody. 6 points for everyone. No, Norwich are terrible. They're so bad. No, they're so bad. I don't think they even had a shot on target. They were terrible. Like, Todd Cantwell.
It's weird. There's we were talking about Norwich being shit, and then they go and beat Bournemouth 6-0 in the League Cup.
But that's because Bournemouth were terrible. That's why they were really
good. Man, right?
Huh?
Aren't they under Scotty P now?
Oh, yeah. What was the point of Scotty Parker moving? What's the difference?
Basically, he fell out with the Fulham leadership.
Oh, okay. It's like a bit like Tuchel.
He was like, forget this. I'm off. Bournemouth almost got promoted. I'm there, guys.
Well, that's not happening. They lost 6-0 to Norwich. You're getting packed to Premier League.
I mean, there's not much else to do at Fulham. You get promoted, you get relegated, you get promoted, and you get relegated again. It's not that much of a challenge anymore. It's just you're going through the same thing every other season.
Same with Norwich.
Yeah, basically with Norwich too. But there's nothing really right. Like nothing. We didn't see anything different from City. It's just the same thing. I'm just like, I want to know what they do with the market to get a striker or not. Kane or not. They're not getting Kane.
If they get Ronaldo.
This was the worst because you knew what was happening. I'm sorry, I never thought at any point, Kane's going because he didn't hold anything. Like normally, players hold some power. He didn't hold anything. This idiot signed a 6-year contract, earned his money, and relied on a gentleman's agreement. Are you stupid?
Yeah. How do you
like agent? Yeah, get someone proper.
Exactly.
He sacked his agent, I think.
Did he?
Yeah.
And that's even worse. He's an even bigger idiot, isn't he?
It's his brother, isn't it? Charlie Kane.
Yeah, that guy looks like a real estate agent.
Yeah. What an awkward Christmas that's going to be.
Exactly. Hi, how's your secret?
They both could have got a hell of a lot of money out of the transfer, but no. Levy is going to be at home celebrating Hanukkah, and they're going to be having a crap Christmas staring at each other from across the table.
Yeah, Levy will be in the next building watching them laughing. That's a guy here.
Levy's sort of like a stubborn negotiator. He will never, if you don't give him the money, he will not even negotiate $1 million down less. It has to be 160.
The Glazers were asked who's the worst owner to work with in the Premier League, or like everyone in the Premier League said it's Daniel Levy.
Yeah,
he's
the worst.
I would love that. I want my owners to be terrible. I don't want our owners to be like this. Like it shows that Levy cares. That he wants to get every last drip, even if he has to sell someone. That's for the best. Rather than FSG. Oh my god. I hate that so much.
Kane made Levy likable now, which is weird.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Oh, the Tottenham fans are all just like, I can't believe we actually like Levy now. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, that's just. I don't know how they managed to get a hold, because was it 440 million they rejected? Was it? I don't know what Fabrizio said. Is it 140 million?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So most teams take it. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Like, what is that in pounds, man? Because pounds are better than euros.
It will be like 120, 30. But that's still like, the person that doesn't want to be there, most owners will sell. But he's like, I don't care if he wants to be here or not.
He's smart because he doesn't want to sell to a Premier League team.
Yeah, and Man City will definitely, if that Kane, come on, that's probably a title already does. But you want to leave you for doing that, because it makes the league fair.
They went to Real Madrid and said, here, Grealish, 100 million.
Yeah, because Man City really want at least, so it's just unfair for them just to get. Imagine they spent £230 million on the title winning team and Champions League finalists. I mean, how much? That's just ridiculous. It would be more actually. It would be 250 million spent on 2 players. Now that would have been so unfair.
And now City are in for Haaland.
Oh, hopefully Haaland doesn't go there.
That's what they would have been in for Lewandowski.
That makes more sense. Lewandowski.
I don't know. I don't know if City will buy that type of player though.
Yeah, I think it's
the old guy.
I thought it would have been just they want the Champions League now, so they're focused on winning it now instead of building up as a younger striker. Unless they just go all out for Mbappe.
That's not happening.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid will probably get him.
Oh no, I know who's going to get Mbappe. 9 million and Origi.
Apparently, Liverpool was the one that, apparently, according to some source, I don't know who it was, but apparently Liverpool was the one that was competing for Mbappe, but they couldn't match these salary expectations or something like
that. We couldn't convince him. Hey, just come down a bit. That's for a season.
I mean, yeah, because Firmino now is on the bench, so I don't think any Liverpool fan would care if Firmino's on the bench. If Mbappe's up top. Mbappe, Mane, Salah.
We can give PSG one of our European trophies.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why they're keeping him in it. But I thought, I'm with Mbappe. I actually want Mbappe to go to Madrid. It just makes everything fair. It's better all the quality in the whole of Europe. Let Madrid have Mbappe, Messi, Neymar one team, De Bruyne, Grealish, another, Mohamed Salah and Mane in one, Pogba, Bruno, and it just makes everything more fair. And I don't want this all like 3 superstars in one team. Like PSG's team is fake.
Excuse me. We had 3 superstars in one team 3 years ago. Origi, Mane, Salah.
Origi got big goals though. He got massive goals. Like, big goals. 2 years ago, he was a superstar. Like, he actually performed like a superstar. Like the semi-final performance and then the final. Like, the way he celebrated like he scored like tapping against Lincoln City or something.
Yeah, it's funny. The season before, he was voted the worst transfer
in the Bundesliga.
And he came for us and he scored like 15 goals, bro. It was sick.
Club tax. That's what they have to play club tax here. He's a fake manager. But yeah, Man City are back to winning ways. But who do they have next?
I will quickly add to do with Mbappe and just the French league as a whole. Did you catch the French coefficient has dropped below the Portuguese one?
Something.
Yeah, so now the 5 top leagues in Europe are the English league, the Spanish league, the German league, the Italian league, and now the Portuguese league.
So even with Messi in there, there's still somehow finished below.
We saw this from 4 years. There are a farmers league.
Yeah.
So that means you have to take out all every Messi goal that he scores in that league is half. I have to half it. So he scores 20 goals, 10 goals.
Messi will never win another golden boot.
Yeah, just get in there. Let's see it.
To be honest, he's not even playing half the matches anyway.
Yeah, I think he's too good for that.
Yeah,
he'll too good for matches,
and UCL, that's it.
Yeah, Lyon and that.
Nothing's big in France, really. No offense, any Frenchies. But
I'll say. Well, they actually got. How did they manage to How was Benfica and them lot higher than PSG? Because PSG and Lyon won Champions League semi-finals.
Yeah, how many years in a row did PSG win the French league?
Like 10 years in a row, something like that. I think it was 6 years in a row, 7 years in a row, and then Monaco stopped it. The last year was Lyon, but most of the time it's PSG. But in Portuguese league, I swear Sporting won it.
It's more dependent on how good the overall like European teams are, like your teams in Europe are doing. So like PSG could bump it up on some level, but after a while, even if Lyon push it, the Portuguese teams, yeah, they don't do like great in Champions League, but in Europa they're consistently there pushing the highest level. So they're constantly getting points on the board, whereas France are more relying on PSG to do good or this team to do good. And it's more one team focused more than the general poor teams that go up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, moving on. The other 3 o'clock kickoffs. Leeds 2, Everton 2.
That was a good game.
Virginia with a banging goal.
Yeah,
Palace drawing 0-0 at home with Brentford.
Yeah, that's just typical.
Villa 2-0 win at home against Newcastle. What a goal by Danny Ings.
Yeah, we had to shout out that goal. That was sick.
That was a really good goal. He started on fire so far. 2 goals and 2.
I'm so annoyed that he didn't get the penalty though. Go away, Ozzy. Give it to Danny Ings. Let him go to top goal scorer. You cheeky guy.
He scored.
Ozzy is a shit house.
Yeah,
last night he scored against Barrow and he shushed the fans.
Against me?
They won like 5-0 against Barrow last night. And he scored like 2 goals in the first half and just went around shushing the Barrow fans.
Yeah, didn't that guy, didn't they get he's a youngster that scored a hat-trick. What a guy. Fair play to him.
It's against Barrow.
Yeah.
What division is this? Non-league?
League 2? I don't think non-league teams get into the EFL Cup.
Yeah, it's League Cup, I forgot that.
Yeah, that draws tonight at 10 after the Arsenal West Brom game.
It felt so hard. How are they a second round team? What?
Because West Brom are playing really well at the moment as well.
If they lose to West Brom, oh my! Do you know what? I have to think about getting rid of it.
It makes it worse. West Brom are a long throw team now.
Oh,
and they can't defend it.
I want Arsenal to win this. We need Arteta to stay for as long as possible.
We
I need to get this win, and then I need Pep to do him a solid, right? I tell his players to be good, but not that good. And then, beat them maybe 1-0, maybe even give them a draw, and then he smacks Norwich, and then they've got some build back, and then they go get piped again, but then they win a couple. It needs to be like win, pipe, I
think they do shit in Premier League and just go all out in the FA Cup. But I
did predict them to win the FA Cup for some reason. Arsenal fans. I don't know why. I don't like any of them.
It's just too. I mean, when Arsenal fans talk, they're just so. They're too extreme. They're either one way or the other way. It's never in between.
I don't know where they get all their false hope from.
I don't understand.
There's always how do you feel about your team going into the season? You always see Arsenal fans at the top, like, oh yeah, we did great business in the transfer window. We're going to go straight in there and we're going to be title contenders again. And I've heard this season after season. Oh yeah, Arsenal had a really strong transfer window. Like when Pepe came in, oh yeah, he's brilliant with 30-something goals in 2 seasons in the French league. He's going to do bits in the Premier League. No, he didn't do anything. And you lost the Europa League final. And season after season, you hear it in season previews, oh no, Arsenal are definitely title contenders. Not anymore. No way.
For me, they'll be strong to be top 6 contenders.
Yeah.
Top 4, even. I don't see how they would be in town unless they get taken over by like Arabona or something. Ain't no way Arsenal will be in the title race. They need a massive, like a proper owner to come in.
Yeah. Oh god. Apparently, I know the president of Rwanda was tweeting about how bad Arsenal are, but apparently a former mayor in Qatar is looking at buying Arsenal.
What?
Yeah.
No, this ain't even a bad thing. Because what you guys need to realize is, even if you get money does not mean success. So Man City at the start just went around buying everyone. Yeah, they tried to get Messi, they tried to get Kaká, they got Robinho, right? The people in charge of the big decisions at Arsenal are stupid. Edu is an idiot.
Yeah.
The other guy, Vinay, idiot. Or maybe he's gone. Arteta, idiot, right? All these people are stupid. So they'll be like, oh, look, you've got all this money. Let's go splash out on some class players. They will turn out to be flops like Pepe. No, but it's not that bad. We just have to hope that they keep these idiots in charge.
Exactly. And even with Man City, they got like Pep, everything fell into place with Pep, with just Bruno being there. Like, what plays? Like, there's no manager like Pep, or even any other manager like close to that level, like Klopp or Pep. So Arsenal need to be like, they have to, even if they do get taken over by this massive owner, they need a massive like luck going their way. Because City got luck with Pep. If United took Pep, all this City spending money won't mean anything because who they get in? Like, Conte will leave in 2 years. Like, there won't be anything special. So I think City they planned their way through. They had smart people, like planning everything. Like, they signed players before Pep even came for Pep. But I don't see any other team doing that. Even if they do get taken over by this massive Qatari ownership. But even with the Qatari ownership, apparently that person was speaking about, he said former, so he's not really a.
I mean, he probably still has the money.
Yeah. Speaking of Arsenal, though, they got bullied again on Saturday.
Back to the
game. Finishing off Saturday, Brighton beat Watford 2-0 at home.
Yeah.
It's a strong showing by Brighton. They're also 100% now.
I'm telling you right now, I think Brighton will be the overachievers. They're my overachievers, definitely. Because Graham Potter, I think he's a top manager. Especially, he's just a proper coach. He knows how to get the best out of his players.
I like Graham Potter. If they had a finisher, they'd do much better. And maybe they taught more pie how to finish. He's got 2 and 2 now.
Yeah, he's learned how to shoot. And if he finishes, Basuma's also going to do Basuma stuff. He's really good.
That's who I think United should go for. Forget Declan Rice here, because Basuma is much better in my opinion.
Much better?
Yeah. Let me explain.
Cheaper, not much better.
One, he breaks up play just like Declan Rice. He's actually progressive with the ball, or more progressive in my opinion. He's a confident passer of the ball. He's not mentally weak. He's mentally weak. He's up there, and he's only 35 million. That's 65. That's why I say he's much better, because for the price you're getting him, you're getting practically the same player. Maybe even slightly better, maybe slightly worse, but you're getting him for 65 million cheaper.
Yeah, 100%. I would go for Basuma, 100%. I think I want to see one more season here. I want to Brighton. One more season. I'm still not 100% convinced, but one more season, then yeah, proper. Because Rice played in Euros in Europe. He had a shaky start, but in the final, I thought he was definitely the best midfielder. But I think Basuma, he's top quality. I think he's top. I want to see one more season just to see if he can really get to be convinced that United should splash 40 million, 35 million, whatever it is. But yeah, Basuma and back in Lewis Duncan defense, he was the real people talk about Ben White now, but Lewis Duncan was the real leader in our defense. He's a proper leader.
Yeah, and Shane now after a year at Celtic, he looks alright. He said he's mentally better now because last year obviously Celtic were a bit of a mess. And I think he lost his dad as well. So he was just he was going for a hard time. But now it seems playing in a back three just helps your defense, and it makes you look better.
Yeah, comfortably, easily, definitely. Maybe Ben White look better, and also spent 50 million on him. Definitely more than 50 million centre back. I don't care. He's like them fairy centre backs, like I always say. The ones where they don't want the contest. I bet you ran away from Lukaku. This COVID thing, I'm not buying it. I don't really think it's good.
Let's be honest, flipping Arteta was like, look, you had a terrible debut last week. I spent 50 million on you. And then you got Lukaku. You're sick.
Exactly. Watch him come back against was it Norwich? Should come back against Norwich.
So yeah, they'll keep him away for another week.
Quarantine. Yeah, waiting for that nonsense.
The first of the Saturday fixtures. Wolves lost at home to Tottenham. Only the Dele Alli penalty being the difference of the two teams. Man United away at Southampton. We all thought it was going to be a riot, but no.
I knew to be hesitant. I don't want to go all out because I just know this team. But I didn't expect him to start Matic and Fred together. That never works. That pivot never works. It's just a terrible pivot. And we couldn't even keep the ball. Everybody was terrible apart from Pogba and Greenwood. I think those two are the only ones that tried, but it was so bad that we couldn't even keep. Southampton weren't impressive. They were impressive for the first 20 minutes. The rest of the game, they were just staying off us. And we still losing the ball back. It was basically nobody was forcing the errors. There was no press in it. Just Fred just kicking the ball out of play. Wan-Bissaka, by the way, Wan-Bissaka is terrible. Oh wow, he's terrible. He's awful, man. Steve Parish, he's a criminal for us for asking for 50 million. And Udo's even more criminal for spending 50 million on him. I mean, you put English primo on a player that will never play for England. Unless Southgate leaves. Maybe some other manager might take over. But for now, I don't see him ever getting to that England team. He's terrible. So Wan-Bissaka, he gave the ball away 50 times. Fred was even worse. Matic is old. Even though he's younger than Fernandinho, he plays like he's 55. Get him out of here. We desperately need a Neves, a Basuma, a Rice, just somebody I can rely on just to break play, because I can't watch Matic and Fred anymore, or McTominay. And Van der Beek, that situation of Van der Beek is worrying, because he's just a player that's not, he's just there, but not, he's not coming on. He had a good pre-season. He spent 40 million on him, and he's getting less minutes than Lingard, who had COVID and just came back. I mean, what's this? And Lingard's one that's supposed to be rumoured to leave. I think Ole, he needs answers to what's going on in Van der Beek's situation, because ain't no way he's worse than Matic, Fred.
Van der Beek's agent came out and said, "Oh, we want to talk to Ole about it," and apparently they had a really good conversation. I don't know what was said, but apparently they had a good conversation about what Van der Beek's role is in the squad.
I think Van der Beek's agent is too much of a nice guy. Ain't no way he should be having a nice conversation with Ole. You should be telling Ole what is going on with my player.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like he's a Mino Raiola, is it? He hates you a lot.
I think I know what Van der Beek's role is. You know the Man City documentary, right? When David Silva went, I remember that day because I had him in my fantasy team. But you know when he went with his son, right? And there's that bit where I think they're losing or they're drawing. And Pep goes in and he's like, "We have to win this for David Silva's son," right? I think Ole does that with Van der Beek. I think when the camera's hand to him, right, and he's looking to press, Ole goes into the change room. They have to win this with Van der Beek, but it's got added emphasis because Van der Beek is right there, isn't it? Now look at him. I'm violating this guy. I'm humiliating him. Can you idiots not even win for him? Apparently they can't. You guys just suck. And Armstrong, that guy Armstrong, yeah, he had a good finish last week. He threw the game away.
Yeah, we should have lost.
Keeper, yeah, and he went right in the middle. The other side of the goal was completely free, you muppet. What are you doing?
I really thought it was
goal. Hasenhüttl will cry again. First time was after beating us. Second time and after beating United.
I think Hasenhüttl was so weird. I don't know why he was crying in the Liverpool game. I'm like, what? Why did he cry so much? Just a normal win.
Hey, look, you never know the situation. Maybe someone passed away. You don't know.
He admitted.
Look, we always say football's more than a game, yeah, and then you're complaining that the guy's showing emotion. I'm not having this. It's an emotional win, all right? Klopp must be his idol.
But he never.
Yeah, he said it. He said he loves facing Klopp.
Exactly.
So, but Hasenhüttl, he didn't even he set up just to nullify us, but not Southampton were good. They had a chance to finish it, but they weren't actually good. Set pieces wise, we should have scored. Martial, I don't know. I'm not gonna go too all in him, but I'm giving 1 month. If I don't see any improvement for 1 month, it's just There's no point in playing him. Rashford will be back soon. Get him on the bench. Van de Beek should play more games than him. I think Van de Beek can play the full snap position better than Martial can. If Martial doesn't perform in the first, after the international break in these next 2 games, Martial gets on the bench for me. But early positive, like I say, from that game, Pogba, he ran the show. He tried his best. He created 3 chances. Greenwood, 1 chance, 1 goal. Bruno, he weren't really there, Bruno. I think apparently
Bruno is pissing me off.
What, you fancy?
No, all this falling over. All this touch goes to falling over. I don't think it was a foul.
Do you think it was a foul?
He just got bodied off the ball.
And I think last season it's a foul. But given some of the tackles we saw, on Saturday, like with us, when we were getting manhandled, and I don't care what anyone says, watch the clips, you'll see us literally get thrown off the ball. That's not a foul.
Yeah.
You know what wasn't a foul though? Well, it was a foul, but it wasn't a red. You know, in the West Ham Leicester game, you know the red card? I don't think that was a red card. I don't see what he done wrong. It was like a shoulder check. He fell over, and then it's like, that's a straight red. What?
Here's Perez.
Yeah, that was.
For me, that was red.
He stamped on the guy's leg.
He stamped on his leg. I just saw the top.
He got bodied off the ball, but then he got up because he lost the ball, went back towards to get the ball, and stomped on his leg.
Like proper stamp.
He's a muppet then.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that part, but he literally stamped his. That's why I was like, that's definitely red.
You see what you were talking about, fairy centre backs, though. He's a fairy player. Remember under Benitez? This is how I know Benitez is such a good manager. Yeah? Under Benitez, this guy was scoring like 10, 15 goals a season. Now look at him. Can't even stay on the pitch for 20 minutes.
I remember when he got transferred to Leicester, all the Newcastle fans was just like, get ready. He's going to be shit all season. He shows up in May. That's it.
He did show up earlier than that. Remember when they piped Southampton like 9 minutes? He showed up then at least.
Yeah.
The other. Oh wait, before we move on, the Southampton, the new player was right back. Livramento.
Very
what
good.
A player.
Very good.
It was 5 million as well.
Yeah, 5 million. And he's 18 as well. And he's highly rated to his academy. But also Chelsea have Reece James and Azpilicueta. He was never going to be in that conversation. But he's top. He had Fred on like eating grass for twice in a row. Like, he threw him one time, Fred came back up, threw him again. And Livramento, he was dominating people at like 10 years old. Like, he was proper. I think another good. If he gets a solid season at Southampton, I can see Chelsea come back for him. Maybe if Manny has right back, Crest goes worse, we might go for him. But he's top. I rate him highly. But yeah, Livramento was man of the match. He deserved it. Other than that, Southampton were great, and he had to be even worse. And it was, I think you can argue Southampton deserved to win because of Armstrong.
I think Southampton people watch our podcast. We just signed up people. I was saying they haven't signed anyone. I believe in them. I love them, man. I don't care what anyone says. I hope they say it.
Hopefully they don't.
Shut your mouth, man. They almost piped you.
We smacked them on 9-0 though. Actually, I hope they stay. Old Trafford. 9-0 get 9-0 points again.
Alright, on to the final game on the Sunday. We knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. You said that it was going to be a draw or Arsenal were going to win.
Yeah, I said it just to be different. But you know what? And I obviously knew as soon as Chelsea kicked off, Chelsea kept popping the ball. Actually, Arsenal started well. They started well for the first 10 minutes. But Chelsea kept the ball popping.
They scored 2 really good goals in the first half.
Lukaku, by the way. Lukaku had Murray. He was like he picked Murray up and just throwing him around the whole place. Like I picked you, I'm bringing you the whole day. The whole time he's pinning him. Like, I'm controlling you. You don't do anything. Touch, laying off to Mason Mount, Havertz. Those 3 were like working together. Oh, Arsenal, they were terrible. Tierney, they said he's Ben. What was it? Last one said he's Ben Robertson. Sure, that guy he left his position completely. Reece James had at the time of his life on the right hand side. Assist the goal. You could have got another assist. Havertz could have scored all from that right hand side. I mean, Chelsea's right hand side, Arsenal's left. Chelsea had the most fun there. That's where Murray and Tierney were. So No surprises there. But Murray. I don't know who even is Pablo Murray. I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah. Oh, he was
second division player.
We beat Flamenco, right, in the Club World Cup. He played for them.
They looked at him and saw that they didn't even watch the game. They saw the scoreline and were like, "Wow, he must have been crucial in keeping goal out."
Yeah, because they signed him in the January transfer window right after we faced them.
Serious?
Yeah, they got him on loan the January transfer window after we faced Flamenco in the final.
Also, I don't know how. So they looked at maybe they could have got somebody else from maybe like Willy Bolly from Wolves. That might do the job. Pablo Murray. He looks like he's another fairy, by the way, because he doesn't like facing.
Because we call Arteta baby Mourinho in the sense that he's boring, pragmatic, and he always plays with a 5. So this guy, he's renowned for playing the 5 and getting decent results against the top 6. Like he's got wins against us, City, United, like all of these guys. He goes up and tries to like outplay Chelsea. Doesn't make any sense. Guys are weird. He's lost the plot.
Exactly, and he set up wrong. It should have been a 3 at the back and then match Chelsea. And if Chelsea break it down, then so be it. But the 4 at the back, then you were just exposing what Chelsea were exposing that left hand side because Saka wasn't tracking back, and then Tierney, defensive-wise, he's not the best, is he? So they were targeting that side all day. And Chelsea they weren't like great, but they're just decent, and decent enough to beat Arsenal, really.
Yeah, I feel like Arteta tried to use the back line to play the offside trap, but the thing is, none of them were in line. Like you just had a mismatch. Tierney was there, then you had the other defense over here, and then that defender over there. And it's like, what? It's like he's just looking at other like coaches, seeing what they're doing, trying to mold that into one style. But the thing is, neither his players are good. He probably doesn't know how to manage or coach them properly. His man management is just poor. Like, look at all the people he's had arguments with: Guendouzi, Torreira, Aubameyang, Martinelli. Like, what's he doing?
Even like I said, I don't know what's going on with him. Is he frozen up? Like, what's happening with him?
I don't know. Apparently, Barca are looking at him.
See, it's such a wrong Barcelona, man. I don't understand that club, man. Seriously. Obviously, we'll get onto that when we do the Champions League stuff and all that, but Barca just, they're confusing me. But they did Aguero, they got Memphis, the Aguero, Griezmann. They don't need that.
What's it called? Brathwaite even.
Yeah, they don't need no Lacazette. Lacazette's terrible. With Arsenal, Martinelli and Balogun, they're not ready. You can tell they're not ready. Saka, he was really poor, but you can his first start, so we can leave him alone. Smith Rowe, he tried. Pepe is the one I think he needs to find shape real quick because 26 years old, it's time for you to step up. He couldn't control the ball. His first touch was off. He wasn't creating any chances. Rudiger was just manhandling him. It was easy. Like easy day was off his fault with Rudiger. No trouble whatsoever. And yeah, Arsenal had players missing like Gabriel and Partey, but those same players were the reason why I had a 10-game losing streak. So I don't care about you missing Partey and Gabriel. The setup was actually wrong in the first place, so they were going to get exposed either way. But only one credit I'll give Arsenal is a midfielder they signed, Congo. He's actually good.
Yeah.
He's legit. Yeah, I think he's good. Like he's top. For 20 million, can't get wrong with 21 years old, 20 million. Yeah, they've done well to get him. But that's the only positive I can say from Arsenal.
Yeah, just quickly on Arsenal. With Saka, right? Can we just stop treating him like he was shot? He missed the penalty and he was abused for that. I get it, right? Other players have been racially abused as well. He's not a puppy. He's a grown man.
Yeah, exactly.
The day after, I'm sure he was very sad about it. But after a while, it's like, I get it. 2 months, right? We don't keep beating a dead ball. He's allowed to get booed. He's allowed to get criticized. Just because he's done something 2 months ago and received some bad thing for it, doesn't mean that we should still be talking about it. If I try to move the conversation, and stop.
Exactly, yeah. If anything, you want to move on. Why would you want to make him remind? Like, why keep cheering him on, or when he comes on, you say, "Hey, like, relax." Like, let him. Just don't even talk about it. Like, even with the Sancho Rashford chance, I find him funny because I don't see Sancho Rashford get riled by him. It's like, oh, yeah, I missed him. So what?
Funny. That's the whole thing. It's not that deep, but people are making it this whole. They're trying to overplay. It's like
It's gonna be over.
certain groups are like, "Oh look, we're doing so much for you," but you keep going on about it. It's like, stop. Just move on. It's not
exactly. Yeah. It's not deep at all. Well, that's the only thing. Yeah, like you said, that's the only thing we should like with that Saka's Rashford and all that. I don't want to. When Rashford comes out, I don't want to hear cheering for rival fans. No, none of that. If anything, I want to hear boos.
Yeah.
Boo Rashford, because Rashford's the type of person too. Like, he likes that stuff. He is strong mentally. So I want to hear.
He's not gonna get booed at Anfield because Scout's not English.
Oh yeah, maybe get cheered for the penalty. Robertson said that. Oh, he wants when full fans are back. He said that he wants Rashford to get cheered for what he's done for the country and all that during lockdown. He might actually get cheered for the right reasons.
I remember just randomly, we were playing Sheffield United at home.
Yeah.
When fans were there. I remember Robertson, when he got substituted, he had to go past the Sheffield United fans. And just the entire time he was walking past them, because it's quite not a small of a section. So it's quite a long walk considering he just played 70-something minutes. You just hear the Sheffield United fans start shouting, start chanting England at him.
Was that when was that? Like last year? Or 2 years ago?
The year before, so the year that they surprised everyone.
Oh,
the year on league.
Yeah. Fans back, you gotta be fans back. It makes everything so much better, man. I hate when it was like no one there. You just hear the players shouting at each other. It's boring. One of the fans booing for no reason, making random chants. The Tottenham Wolves game, they were going back and forth about Harry Kane. That was funny. But
I will add, if Arsenal fans are so worried about Saka being booed at home by rival fans, start chanting, please. That's why the Emirates is known as a bloody library. You don't do anything. You just sit there and watch the game.
They're just watching them chant. They'll get that back and they're like,
they're sitting there, listen to them boo Saka.
Later. I won't reply to you now. I'll say to you later on YouTube.
Yeah. On Twitter. Let me tweet it. Instead of actually chanting back like other fans do. But Arsenal is just the Emirates is a library. There's no way that place has any intimidation whatsoever. And anything is like a neutral ground. both teams are in a fair equal ground because the pitch is very good. The fans, they got a massive away section right next to the pitch. It's just basically
I'm pretty sure the only time Arsenal fans actually chanted or anything was when Chelsea started, "If you hate Tottenham, stand up." And
everyone's also such a beta club, man.
The Monday night fixture, West Ham. I didn't think they were going to do this. I think I said it was going to be a draw. 4-1 at home against Leicester.
West Ham dominated.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was just. I thought it was evenly matched at the start, but then it just seemed to fall apart at the back for Leicester. So Yunson had a fucking shocker.
West Ham in it. West Ham before the red card.
It was 1-0, I think. West Ham scored, and then
the
red card. I think it's more just. Like, obviously, you had the obvious defensive mistake, but when you're down and you have 10 men, you kind of have to try and go for the game. Like, they did get a goal back at 2-1. They probably thought we could probably salvage something, so they tried to commit more men, and obviously it's easier to pick up that team. Lost.
Yeah, 100%.
Just a bit unfortunate. I don't think there should be a meltdown over Leicester. They had a bad game. West Ham played brilliantly as well.
Yeah.
Antonio. Yeah, he's the Premier League all-time scorer for West Ham now. He's fair. That's fair play, considering he was just like.
All right,
they bought so many strikers before, and they always used to land on Antonio at the end of the season. So now he's
always
taken up the helm, and fair play to it. I like it.
Yeah, I like Antonio. He's good. He's another one of them physical strikers that dominate. I think it's like they're bringing back the physical striker era. It's come back with Mikel Antonio, Lukaku. remember returning to them days again, and that's good days because we need them physical strikers back, man. I had enough of these false nines, these Martials. I want a striker just to score goals. That's it. Score goals. Maybe let us hold up play. That's it. I don't know jumping deep in the field, finding Dan James or something like that. What are these wings going to do? I want my strikers to stay in the box, score goals. That's what Mikel Tony does. That second goal he scored, where he flicked it over and he hit it.
Yeah, brilliant.
He's now downloaded like a good skill. I had a skill package now. He's really good. He's actually really good now. Like, he holds his ball up. He's strong, physical as usual, but like he actually holds the ball up with a good first touch. I'm telling you, you could take West Ham further in Europa League than we can. Like, we might have seen semi-finals. I'm saying West Ham will be semi-finals Europa League. I think they really can make it.
Only have to change my prediction to West Ham instead.
What, to win Europa League?
No, FA Cup. Because Arsenal are winning nothing, it seems.
That's a bad season.
Strong showing by Benrahma again as well.
Yeah. You know what? This could be Benrahma's like season where he shows why he's been highly rated for years. Because I think because the way he played 2 days ago, like the touch, I think he's got a nice understanding with Antonio and Fornals.
I've taken the Lingard departure in his stride. Because last season, like they were trying to accommodate him, like they were trying to force him into the team rather than put him into the team. So this season, because Lingard's gone, he can go into his natural position and just looks better for him.
Yeah, he floats off the left. Him, Fornals, Antonio, Bowen. It's like a nice little like front four. Do you think
they'll go for Lingard now? Or do you think they're just going to keep it the same?
I think because Fornals is looking good. They still might think about Lingard because of the Europa League.
I think going for Lingard just strengthen them up. I don't think it's going to ruin any of the chemistry because they did really well with him at the end of the last season too.
So yeah, Fornals was benefiting from him. Lingard, Benrahma wasn't. I think towards the end of the season, Benrahma was showing levels. Like he was showing. Like, it wasn't like the whole season he wasn't good. Like Benrahma, Lingard, Antonio, Bowen, they were linking up very well. And Europa League is going to take a lot of our West Ham. So the signings of Zuma and maybe Lingard, that will definitely help them. I think West Ham should definitely go for Lingard. But I think they're put off by the 25 million price tag, which is a bit weird. I think that's not how much he's worth, but I think they might come to an agreement of 20 million, maybe.
Yeah. West Ham finishing the second game week top of the table with Chelsea, Liverpool and Brighton all on 6 points behind them. Tottenham holding the 5th position, followed by United on 4 with Everton, Brentford on the same points. In the relegation zone, Newcastle on 0 points, Arsenal on 0 points, and Norwich on 0 points.
Well, 2 of those teams being probably guessed they could go down. That's Arsenal, Norwich. Norwich and Newcastle, we knew they were definitely going down. Arsenal, they obviously bounced back because they spent probably 200 million, whatever it was, 150 million on players. So obviously they all bounce back soon. But to lose to City and not score a goal, wow, that's bad. That's really bad. Because City's defense is not that great either. So you can score against them. It's not hard. But if they don't score against City, so they will lose that game. I don't see how City lose or draw. It's just about if they can keep the score down and they can score themselves just to show the team that they can actually score goals. Right now, it's looking like I don't remember Mendy getting tested once. So that relegation battle will be funny soon. But the top 4, Brighton being there. It's early days, isn't it? The first 10 games, the table will look to like even itself out.
Like, I think it's about 8 games in, you know where everyone will be about.
Yeah, around there, like Brighton, we might be mid-table, maybe Europe competition, maybe. Like Villa will be around there. Like the top four should be, surely, United should be there. The Liverpool, Chelsea, and City will definitely take the rest. Yeah.
Moving on, we are officially doing our first debate on this podcast. I think this will be we'll do our prediction / review of the game week, and then we'll move on to a debate. Today's debate I have the honor of choosing the topic. Is Mohamed Salah a top 5 player in the world? Yes or no?
Okay, hold on. Let me actually write that.
I think this is an interesting one because I think you either get a load of people saying, "Oh yeah, he's not rated as much as possible," or you get people saying, "Oh no, he's definitely overrated. He doesn't pass the ball. This and that. He's greedy."
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm saying no. I don't think he's top 5. I've got 5 players better than him. Also, yeah, I definitely have 5 players better than him.
Messi, Lewandowski are better.
Yeah, definitely.
Ronaldo is better. De Bruyne and damn. I mean, you know what? Yeah, since the debate, I will go for yes.
You go for yes. Nah, heck no, man.
I have to disagree, mate. I have to disagree, innit? Otherwise, we can't have a debate where I agree with you, innit?
Should change it a bit?
Yeah,
I can change it a bit. Instead of top 5 player in the world, like top 5 attackers in the world.
Okay, yeah. I can argue.
Salah as in Salah top 5 attackers in the world, or just top 5?
Top 5 attackers in the world.
So I just list out top 5.
Yeah.
Messi.
I personally think he's top 5 attackers in the world.
I think I should be. Messi, Neymar, Lewandowski, Ronaldo, Benzema. I prefer Benzema.
If you prefer Benzema, it doesn't mean he's better.
I think he's better for me. He's got a better link-up play. He can control defenders better. And then I think Benzema's just a better footballer. He's a better footballer. He scores more. I wouldn't say he scores more goals, but he scores more Champions League goals. And he's just got better pedigree. So I just prefer Benzema.
He has more Champions League goals overall, but I think Salah outscored him last season. Salah got 6 in.
Then
8?
They've got 5 or 6. I forgot. 5? But it was very close. And that's sort of a Real Madrid team where it's just him scoring. It's basically him that scores and nobody else.
Yeah, no, even last season, that was Liverpool. Salah was the only one scoring for us, really. Since at that time, because Mane went, to the doctors to try to fix himself. Firmino was hot trash. Jota was injured, but
no, Jota scores goals.
And even if you say it's not, isn't it easier to be the focal point of attack where everything goes through you and you're getting the goals rather than
it's the same thing with Mohamed Salah. Everything goes through Salah.
I'm saying if you think that, Salah isn't the focal point, let's say, because there's 2 other players. You have your centre forward and you have your left winger. You can share up the goals more, isn't it? Easier.
Well, then when it's Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo and all these terrible Brazilians, it's not going to help, is it? Like Casemiro being Real Madrid's second top goal scorer last season, that just tells you everything. Benzema's suffering out there, and he still finished second top goal scorer in the league, second or third. I think it was Suarez and Messi had more. But Benzema always been in top 3, Champions League got like 5 goals. He's the only one that's scoring. I think he scored against Chelsea twice.
Yeah. I think if you're going to make the case for Salah, you're not just using last season. You look at since he came to Liverpool. I think his record in the Premier overall is like 130 goal involvements in 160 games. He's won 2 Golden Boots. He's got second in the Golden Boot 1 time, and I think he got third the year we won the title, or something like that. He obviously creates a lot of chances. I'm not hearing this greedy stuff. He's got like 40 assists. He also created the second most big chances since he came, or third, along with Trent and Robbo just beneath him. It's not his fault last season that Mane and Firmino couldn't finish. He's also a big game player. He's scored against, I think, everyone he's played against at least once. He's scored in every stage of the Champions League.
Yeah.
The only way people criticize Salah, right, is that he's not aesthetically the most beautiful, right? Which is just the stupidest thing, right? Because if people rate Bruno, then why won't they rate Salah? If people
rate Bruno.
this might be a little controversial, but I don't think it is. People rate Ruud van Nistelrooy as one of the greatest strikers in the Premier League, but technically he wasn't perfect. He wasn't Thierry Henry, right? But people still rate Ruud van Nistelrooy that high. But then you look at Salah and go, oh well, aesthetically he's not beautiful. Yeah, but this guy, when he passes with the outside of the boot, no one says anything. When he dribbles past 3 or 4 players, no one says anything. But when he loses the ball, people will clip that up and say, "Oh, look at him. He's so ugly. He's so disgusting. Look at the way he look at the way he does this."
Like, I'm with you on that Salah. I don't really agree with it. I mean, obviously Benzema's much more technically secure. Like he's got more ability and technically wise than any striker in the world. I think he's the most technically gifted striker in the world. He can do a lot on the ball. But Salah, that doesn't take away from Salah. Like he's a goal scoring freak. Like he scores goals, even though he might not be the best finisher in the league. He scores goals just by being in the right place at the right time. He's definitely, I can maybe top 6 I'll give him, because I just think Benzema was just ahead of him, just about. But he's definitely top 6. Top 5, I want to give him top 5. Because I just think that's 5.
I would like to add, since Salah has joined Liverpool, the only person in Europe who's had more goals and assists than him is Messi.
Yeah, goal scoring wise, but that's just goal scoring wise.
The goals and assists.
Assists?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
So he's got more assists than Neymar.
Yeah, because Neymar,
Yeah, the half everything in the French league.
Played like 7.
Wait. Do half everything in the French league. Do you know what? But if we talk about goal scoring, Salah's like second for me. Maybe first, but second, definitely. But I just think I'm kind of everything. Like what a player brings it to the team. I just think what Benzema brings to Real Madrid. You can't replace him. There's no striker in the world that can do what he can do. Not a single one. If they can get Lewandowski, he'll get goals, but Benzema makes everybody look slightly more better than they actually look. I think Lewandowski would have a fight with Vinicius Jr. if they were in the same team. Not a chance would Lewandowski want to play with Vinicius. No way. But Benzema makes it work to an extent, even though he did come out with that quote that he's playing against us for a bit. Wasn't him that said that? Well, that's how bad Vinicius really is. But I think now he's starting improving Vinicius. But 2 years ago, last year, he was awful. He was really bad. But Benzema, he's making it work. He made Cristiano Ronaldo. Even though Ronaldo is Cristiano Ronaldo, but he made it. He was the facilitator to Ronaldo. He makes players work. He's like the Firmino, but scores goals and gets assists. So that's why I'm having Benzema just about Salah.
But in saying that, Salah basically carried us to the 2017-18 Champions League final. True. We shouldn't have been there. We had a shit defense and a shit keeper.
And
that's more Van Dijk though.
Yeah, no, but with the keeper, I mean, but in that final, we were the better team until he went down, and then we lost because number one, our keeper had a concussion, or he's just really bad. Now both of those can mutually exist as well, and also we had to bring on Adam Lallana, and like the drop off between Salah and Adam Lallana, like we were never gonna hold it. So I don't think it's crazy to say that if we had Salah for that whole final, we would have won.
I think we would have won.
I still think we've got extra time. I think Real Madrid will have the quality more. Because he weren't like complete domination. I don't remember Navas saving that many chances. But
it was only a 20-minute period that it was on.
But every team has that 20-minute period where they might be surprising the favourites. But then the favourites get into the game.
I don't think
Modric and Kroos were dominating. But Salah was not stopping Modric and Kroos, but the way they grew to the game. And I thought, but obviously that's time ago. But I'm still thinking what Benzema offers to a team is just different. Even though Salah offers a lot to Liverpool, of course he does. But Benzema, he's the focal point, and he's the guy. That's why he's been there for 12 years. Look, when's the last time a Real Madrid player has been there for that long and not being linked with a move? He's never been linked with a move ever. It's always been around. It's always like therefore I'm staying at Real Madrid, and Real Madrid fans want him. The owner wants him. That's probably like one of the only rare Real Madrid players that would ever maybe retire at Madrid. That's how good he is. So that's why I'm in fifth.
Quite arguing the point. At the very least, even if he's not a top 5 player attacker, I think he's the top 10 player in the world.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I won't disagree. No way. I know he would disagree though. Christian, he would will definitely disagree.
But I don't really care what people say. You have to look objectively at some stuff.
Yeah, there's no way you can't have Salah.
And the thing is, with most people that criticize Salah, they criticize him, but if they had him in the team, they'd be the first to defend him. And Man United fans had that with Bruno.
Me, I still have reservations with Bruno in the big games, but Bruno therefore players like Bruno and Salah, you need them in your team. You need them goal scorers that don't give a shit about anyone else. They will score goals because they want to score goals, not because they don't look good on the ball or they dribble too much. Bruno just wants to score. Salah wants to score. He always wants to be there. He always helps the team make runs, hold the ball up. And every game Salah always tries. You never see him say Salah never tries. He's always trying. He takes risks sometimes a bit too much, but like Bruno, that's similar to Bruno. Bruno takes bare risks. That's why I find it funny when Man United fans trying to slander Salah. I'm like, we literally got a player like that, but not as good. So why are you what's the slander? You've just been jealous, really. We all want a Salah on our team. Let's not mess about. Every team in the world wants Salah. PSG won't want to play like that. Obviously, if Mbappe leaves, Salah will be probably the best replacement. Everybody would love to have Salah. So I can't. There's no way anyone can say he's not in top 10. He's definitely top 10. No way. But that's probably it. So we agree to disagree, or we agree to agree. You have Benzema fifth.
I'm gonna have him sixth. But that's because I'm obviously biased, and I can accept that I'm biased. So obviously, I'm gonna push my players above the edge. And so objectively, maybe Benzema's better, but Salah's on my team. So I'm going to put him fifth.
That's fair, but I have Benzema fifth. So we have to agree to disagree. Actually, you're living for yourself, but any different or same?
Oh, I think Salah's definitely top 5 attackers in the world. Yeah, you know what? I'm too biased. I love Salah. I do have a love-hate relationship with Salah, but I love him. I would argue that he's top 5 players in the world when he's on the ball. He is arguably one of the best in the world.
Yeah, top 10. I'm not having Salah nowhere near my top 5. But this way, having the midfielders and this defenders like Van Dijk, I can't have him top 5. I think he's top 8, top 7.
If Ronaldo moves to Man City, is he going to drop out your top 5?
Well, if Ronaldo moves to Man City, I'm looking at Messi as the undisputed GOAT now, 100%. I can't with the match. How dare you? How many years have I been spreading Ronaldo propaganda for him to move to Man City with Pep? That's the first time he's ever ran away from the grind. Because it was always going to when it's always difficult. He went to Man United when 2003. We lost the league to Arsenal. So he ran to the grind. Even though he was 18 years old, so him going to Man United doesn't mean anything. But when he left Man United, he was top of the world, or Barcelona was around the two. He went to Real Madrid, but they were terrible. And now he went to Juventus, when they're terrible. So he always runs to the grind. But if he goes to Man City, that is just running away from the grind like I've never ever seen. And that one, for me, it was all respect for him. Okay, maybe not always all respect, but I wouldn't have him ahead of Messi anymore. No way.
All right. I think that's it for today's episode. What I will add is a small update for our channel. As you know, you may not know this, but we are all uni students. So as going forward, when uni starts again, we're probably going to do one football show a week, I think.
Yeah.
But then as the year goes on, we'll add NFL, hopefully, with me, Aslam, and our friend Miles. We'll add NBA before the season starts as a preview, and then we'll do a monthly NBA show, I believe. We'll add more updates as we go along. I think we're in discussions for a sports update, like news show every month, so that should also be good.
Yeah, like NBA every month that'd be calm, because obviously NBA games are like hectic. So it's like every 2 days. So like you do like a month where you say who's the player of the month, maybe a team of the month. I mean, like the team of the month or player of the month.
Team of the month will always be the New York Knicks. I love them.
They'll struggle for me. Actually, the Twitter got a good team now, so maybe.
Yeah, we got 40 wins.
Let's save this. Let's save this.
Let's save this.
We're gonna have a whole episode on the Knicks. I don't care. I will defend them with my dying breath.
Now, let's do a preview to the season before the season starts.
Yeah.
We have our who might be. You know what to do.
Yeah.
We'll do an NFL one as well.
Yeah.
I think we'll do NFL monthly.
Yeah.
Or there's 17 games this season, so we could do every 4 games and then a playoff one.
Yeah.
So it should be good. All right. Thank you very much for watching. We are 3 subscribers away from 25 subscribers, which is going good considering we started 2 weeks ago. So thank you very much. If you can share, please share. Like, subscribe, comment suggestions. I'll add a comment bit on our story, so you can add wherever you want to the story. Tell us suggestions, what you want us to do going forward, how we can improve. Because we want to talk to you, so we want to know what we can do. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you Friday.
Bye.